We're honored to be talking with nationally acclaimed singer-songwriter Kelly Lang. You might recall we did an interview with her several months ago during the pandemic when her song "I'm Not Going Anywhere" just went viral. It was released a few years before, but then St. Vincent's Ascension, St. Vincent, excuse me, they picked up the song and it went viral because, as you know, so many people were struggling through lots of difficult things. Well, now she's written her autobiography, and it's called Kelly Lang, "I'm Not Going Anywhere." She joins us now by Zoom. Kelly, good to see you this morning.
Hey, Mike, how are you today?
I'm doing well. I can't, no complaints. And you know, we're just coming off Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and so for people who don't know that, you know, you struggled with that. But that is not the genesis of the song. It was actually a friend of yours. So for folks who missed that part of the story, let's go to that first before we talk a little bit about the book.
Yeah, a friend of mine was helping her husband who was really, really ill. She was comforting him by telling him, honey, I'm not leaving, I'm not going anywhere. And he found such comfort in her words, more so than the nurses and doctors that were taking care of him. Just the thought that somebody was not going to leave you was just, you know, just a really wonderful sentiment. And I thought, you know, if I ever was in a position to need comfort like that, I hope somebody says those kind of words to me. So I wrote this song, and 3 or 4 months later, I was diagnosed with breast cancer. And the gentleman that I was dating at the time really helped me get through that struggling of time by telling me my exact same words back to me. And it was recorded by T.G. Shepherd, Crystal Gale. It was in a Burt Reynolds movie. And honestly, I just thought it kind of did its course. And 16 years later, Ascension Hospitals used it for a commercial, which is now national commercial, which led me to decide to, once I found my notes from my breast cancer journey while I was cleaning up the garage during the pandemic, I realized that that might be a story that would be of help to other people that have struggled with breast cancer or other illnesses as well. So that's the start of my book.
All right, we're gonna listen to a little bit of that song right now.
Take my hand, don't let go. Look in my eyes and in my soul. Hold me close, hold me near. Please let go of all your fear.
Kelly, it's just, obviously we've heard the song before, but each time we hear it, I know when others hear it, they want to play it over and over again because it does encourage them. There's such power through music. What does it mean to you, though, as a writer and who created this song, that it is resonating the way it is for people who are really dealing with some difficult stuff?
You know, Mike, I have had hundreds and hundreds of letters of people that have written me specifically because of the pandemic. They've had to leave their loved ones in hospitals or nursing homes, unfortunately. And they have written and said how comforting that song is to help ease their family members and make them themselves feel like they've got something that maybe they couldn't put into words or into music, and they've used my song as that experience. For instance, a gentleman lost his wife, and in honor of his wife's passing, he plays my song every single day. Wow. And he took the time to write me and tell me that it really helped him and is continuing to help him ease. So it's humbling, and I'm just so grateful that, you know, I feel like God gave me the words and the lyric, and I'm just the holder of the pen for something like that. It's very, very powerful.
And somebody who has dealt with cancer several times in their life is a friend of yours, a fellow performer. Y'all performed together, you've collaborated together. Olivia Newton-John, by the way, my teenage heartthrob way back in the day. But she has also dealt with a lot of battles with such grace, and she wrote the foreword for your book. First of all, talk about your relationship with her and what that meant to you for her to be part of your book.
Well, I originally met her as a fan at 6 years old, and there's a picture of she and I together in the book when I was 6. And wow. Fast forward all these years later, I actually met her again through a mutual friend, Barry Gibb. Wow. And we initially just hit it off. We, of course, had the breast cancer in common and sense of humor, and we're both mothers, we're both singers, we're both writers. We just had so many things in common that we've remained really good friends. I mean, my husband and I got COVID, and bless her heart, she called me every day, sometimes 2 or 3 times a day, sending me medicine, giving me advice. You know, who does that? I mean, she's dealing with her own health struggles, but she constantly inspires me by focusing on other people's issues and loving on them, even though she struggles. So goodness, if I could just be a spark of little bit of what she has throughout this book or throughout my music, that is, it's an incredible, she's a great example to all human beings. You know, I want to be more like her when I grow up.
Well, and I know you relied on your faith and a lot during that process when you were dealing with breast cancer. And what was the lowest point, and what could you offer somebody who maybe is also dealing with a form of cancer or whatever health struggle or situation they're in right now?
That's a great question, Mike. I've never been asked that before, but I can pinpoint it quickly. My lowest point was not hearing that you have cancer, because nobody really knows how bad it is or anything until you lose your hair. When you lose your hair because of the treatments, everybody knows. You can't hide it. There's no wig, there's no covering that you could possibly hide it with. And you don't realize how many hair commercials are on TV until you need it.
Wow.
So
Yeah.
it's really amazing how outwardly painful that is. However, I like to choose positiveness over myself. I like to use a positive outlook and positive words. So I chose that time, which could have been considered a death sentence. I changed my mind and decided that I was going to turn it to make it my life sentence and look at things differently, more appreciatively. I'm more empathetic. I look at things less stressful now because, gosh, if you can make it through cancer, you can get through anything.
Right.
And so that's a lot of what's in my book, is just the lessons that I've learned, and possibly be able to shed light on somebody else being able to go through this and give them that same attitude.
All right, we're going to talk about a couple of name drops you had there. We'll get to Barry Gibb in a moment. I'm sure most people are familiar. He's with the Bee Gees, but your husband is T.G. Shepherd, a famous country star as well. And I'm just curious to talk about your relationship with him, because you're both in the music industry, and we know sometimes there's competition. How have you guys made your marriage work so many years?
You know, TG and I have never had competition between us. I've always honored, I mean, he's had 21 #1 hits.
Yeah.
You can argue that, you know. I just am so proud of him. I encourage him, and I just adore his music. He's such a nice person, and the thing I love about him is that he's been there, done that. He doesn't need any more glory in his world. So he loves to see new opportunities come to me, because it's almost like he's reliving his life again through my experiences in a different way, you know. Right. But we know the same people, we travel the same roads, we've sung on the same stages. So it's more of a team than a competition. And, you know, goodness, I just adore and respect him more and more. We've been together almost 21 years now.
And I bet y'all just appreciate great music when it's created anyway, because both of y'all had that background. You with your father, of course, was a longtime road manager for Conway Twitty. Some of our older audience will remember him. Now, Barry Gibb of the Bee Gees, I saw their documentary. I don't know if you saw it. There's been several, but the most recent one I saw, the closing line was very poignant to me, and it really struck me. He said, you know, he and his brothers, they lived out every dream that they wanted. But he said he would give it all back if they were still here. And it just really, it hit home about how important, you know, we want to chase our dreams and everything, but we need that perspective, don't we?
Yeah, I mean, you know, TG and I, although we enjoy the perks of careers and travel, whatever, you know, our favorite thing in the world to do is just hang out around the house and watch TV, have dinners together with our friends. The simple things in life, really, nature, just being alone, just having alone quality time is more fulfilling to us than adoration or careers or celebrity. It's just, we're really in a great place right now where we don't really seek the fame so much, and we shy away from it, if anything, but it's part of it. You know, obviously you have to step up to the plate and be who you are, but our favorite times are just the private times that we have that are very quiet. You'd be surprised how boring we are.
Kelly, so tell folks where they can get the book right now, you know, and I know it would make just a great Christmas gift for a lot of folks as well.
Yes, thank you for saying that. Anyone going through breast cancer, anyone going through any health issue, Or if you love celebrities, and it's chock filled with a lot of pictures through my career or TG's career, and anybody that just wants a positive outlook on life. It doesn't have to be in a dark place. It makes a gift for everybody, men and women alike. And you can go to kellylang.net for autograph copies. We have both paperback and hardback.
Okay.
And I know, or on Amazon, you got the ebook or paperback and hardback on Amazon, but those do not come autographed. So for gifts, I really suggest going to the kellylang.net. It's kind of neat to have something personalized.
And I don't know if you, when's the last time you checked, but how many downloads now on the song? Do we know?
Oh gosh, I can't even begin to tell you. It's overwhelming. And you know, the funny thing about, I have never known what Shazam was until now. And now I'm on the Shazam charts because of I'm not going anywhere.
That's awesome. That is awesome.
Everything Googled, Mike.
Kelly Lang, you're one of the best. And listen, we just appreciate you sharing your story. And I know a lot of people are going to get a lot out of this book.
You're so kind. Thank you very much.